Letting go is what actually makes it stay. You see, we experience this kind of paradox in life where we think that if we hold on tightly to someone or something or an experience that we liked, then we can keep them close. But that's actually the opposite. The more we hold on to something, the more they slip away. The more we chase something, the further they run. After many years of experience, I realized that the more I hold on, the more I chase, the more I try to recreate the same kind of experience that were like happy, positive experiences, the more I actually push them away. So letting go is what makes it stay. Looking back at my life, I see how this became clear to me. You see, many years ago, I experienced this one of the best periods of my life. It was right after my first phase of transformation and growth. After that transformation, suddenly things changed for me. I found my new tribe, my work environment changed, even my grumpy supervisor resigned and left suddenly for no reason. And then my income increased and I found a new relationship in my life. So I felt like I was on the top of the world. But at the same time, I didn't realize that I was trying so hard to hold on to that experience because it felt good. You know, we try to hold on to those kind of experiences because they feel good to us. But things change as they always do. And I realized that this kind of like bitter truth that the more I held on to that experience, to that period of my life, the unhappier I became. And that happened because we try to hold on to those high happy feelings that we experience through having someone, through having something in our lives, or through an experience. But we don't realize that by doing that, we are actually fighting against the natural flow of life that has both ups and downs. We do that, we hold on so tightly to those things because we don't trust life to bring similar or more of the same kind of feelings to us. But life is always moving forward, is always evolving, is always renewing itself. And when we try to freeze some moments of our life, a period in our life, or we try to hold on to someone or something, then we are fighting against the natural flow of life. We are creating resistance to life. We are creating resistance to the lasting joy that comes from experiencing the present moment, comes from experiencing the life itself. And unconsciously, we create this kind of belief that our happiness is dependent on that person, on that thing in our life, or in that experience. And when we can't trust life to bring what we want to us, then we try to control everything because we think that we can bring it to ourselves. So we try to control everything, and by doing that, we create more resistance. We overcomplicate things, and we make life harder than it needs to be. And on top of that, we miss that peace, that joy that comes from just letting go. So at the heart of letting go is letting go of our expectations, the expectations that we have of ourselves and the expectations we have of life. When we think that life should follow a certain path or should be a certain way, then we set ourselves up for disappointment. You may have experienced that by now. When we have those expectations, they create a lot of pressure for us. They make this like huge gap between where we are in life and where we think we should be. And that's where all the stress comes from. After a while of trying to control everything to meet those expectations, to make life the way we think it should be, then we see that how much resistance we have created. Then we may finally stop thinking that life should be a certain way. And then when we stop that, we realize that that positive feeling that we have been looking for, and we thought that we were going to get it out of having that person or that thing or that experience in our life, was actually right here in this moment, and we could experience it through being in the present moment and really and truly and fully experience the life that we are living just this moment. And when it comes to expectations that we have of ourselves, we kind of look at those expectations, that image that we have, and we have to match that image. And then we look at ourselves and say, no, there is something really wrong with this. I have to fix this. I have to change this. I have to create a new version of myself that can meet those expectations. So we constantly try to be someone we should be, someone that is more approved by others, someone that fits in the society we are living in much better than this version. And that kind of like trying so hard to be someone else comes into our daily life, and then we think that we should think a certain way, we should feel a certain way, and we should behave a certain way. And that takes a lot of effort to be someone that we really don't want in the first place, and we are not. And that takes the joy of life away from us. We can't really enjoy the life that we are living by trying every day to be someone else. And when we finally let go of those expectations, when we finally realize that that's not the person we want to be, that's not how we want to be, then we kind of give ourselves permission to just be as we are. And that's when actually the growth and the change that we have been looking for, the transformation happens. True change is not something that we force it. True change and transformation happens naturally when we create a space for it. But why it is so hard for us to just be and enjoy the natural flow of life without holding on so tightly to certain people and things and experiences? I think it's because as soon as we give ourselves permission to just be, the fear creeps in and we start thinking, what if I fall behind in life by just being? What if I don't get what I want in life? What if I fail? I think just being is really hard for us. First, because we are not used to it. We are really into doing. And by doing, we think that we can control everything and we can secure that happiness, that love, that success that we have been looking for. And the other reason is we can't trust life. We can't trust that this life can bring us what we have been looking for. And we are going to be okay in life without so much effort in holding on to things. Saying all that, there are moments where I catch myself falling back into that old habit of trying so hard to hold on to a certain experience or to a certain person. Sometimes that moment for me is having a laugh with my little daughter. I see myself trying to freeze that moment. Or sometimes it is a really enjoyable nature walk and I look at myself, seeing myself literally holding my breath, trying to freeze that moment. Then I laugh at myself and I remember that letting go is what makes it stay. Then I remember that being okay with that moment to pass, with that experience to pass, being okay with the person that I am right now, being okay with not knowing what is going to happen in the next moment. All of that is flowing with life and has its own deep peace and joy. And those are actually the feelings that I have been looking for, but I thought I had to hold on to things to have those feelings. So, as someone said, life is not a puzzle we need to solve, it's an experience we were born to live. I enjoyed talking about this topic and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Until next time.